Hi there everyone, welcome to Alchemy. In this video we bring you the August forecast for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising sign. If you'd like to know how this month's gonna go, carry on with us. So this is the spread we have for Virgo, those of you who have Virgo as Sun, Moon or Rising sign. If you have any doubts regarding your rising sign, I'm going to leave you here a video where I teach you how to make a natal chart online for free and how to immediately identify your rising sign and your moon sign. All you need is your birth data, okay? Specifically, your birth time needs to be as precise as possible to the minute, because that's what's going to determine the sign that's rising at the horizon the moment you were born. If you can't find your city where you were born on the map, you can use the closest city that shows up, because a couple of kilometers to the side won't make a difference. All right. So for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. If you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing to the channel and pressing the bell button to know when we have new videos around here on the channel. And also you can leave us a comment, suggestion, any doubts that you may have on our comment box. We are more than happy to read about them and to answer if it's the case. And of course, leave us a like and share this video if you've liked it with other people that you believe may benefit from this sort of work. So without further ado, let's go into the spread. And for Virgo this month, we have the energy of the devil coming with a 3 of Wands. What does this mean? The devil is that kind of energy that usually shows up when you need to be a little bit more assertive, or a lot more assertive, okay? The card of the devil is a card that represents self-control, that represents personal power, that represents assertivity, that represents the ability for one to be responsible and see himself or herself as responsible for its own destiny, and to deal with whatever it is that you have going on around you from that point of view. All right. So for example, say that you have an addiction, that person has given away its personal power to the addiction. Whenever that person is confronted with whatever it is the source of its addiction, it may be gambling, alcohol, smoking, whatever, that person loses its power to the addiction, or to a family member who is doing some emotional blackmailing, or who is throwing guilt around, making you feel guilty, manipulating you, or a boss that gives you like a ton of work to do 5 minutes before you have to leave. Those are situations where you give away your power. When you give in to these situations, you give away your personal power and your personal choice to those situations. All right. Once you become someone more assertive, once you find your voice again to say no to your addictions, to say no to your boss, to say no to those who are manipulating you, you regain your power for yourself, and then you become master of yourself. That's the card of the devil. The devil represents someone who has a goal and who stops at nothing to get there, but having a plan, having a course of action, and sticking to it. All right. It doesn't mean that would be someone completely lacking any morale. It may be, but usually it's that's just an extreme case. It just means someone who is assertive, who knows what it wants and where to go to get it. All right. And here we have a 3 of Wands. That tells me that there is going to be a need for some sort of negotiation this month to get this energy going. Meaning, this energy this month is what Virgo needs. You need to be more assertive. You need to be more in control of yourself, and to find where you might be giving it away and recovering. And to recover that personal power again, you may need to negotiate. You may need to look at things. You may need to make plans and to see what can be done, because the 3rd of Wands is like a first stage of something that has been completed. and then you have to move on. You have to go to the next stage, but to do so you'll need a little bit of help. Okay, you need to either negotiate with other people or ask for someone else's help. Something in here will need for you to communicate what's going on with you. You'll need to make it known so that you can indeed move on. So I would say that probably you'll have to either negotiate or stand your ground regarding something, so that then you can achieve what you're looking for and regain your own personal power. Okay, then we have the energy of the challenge of the month, and I say challenge because it's something that you are supposed to achieve, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. And for this we have the Faith, or the Pope in most decks, coming with the Six of Swords. What this tells me is that this month is a month where it's going to be a little bit challenging for you to communicate with your higher self, to communicate with your soul, to communicate with your guides, your masters, your ascended masters, your angels. Whatever force it is that you believe connects you to the universe, it's going to be harder for you to listen what that force has to tell you, alright? To listen to your intuition, to keep your mind open and everything flowing. There is a change that needs to be made. It's the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords usually talks about either a journey or moving on from one point to the other, from turbulence to peace. Okay, from a risky and dangerous place to somewhere safer. As we see here, she is going through a place where she has swords coming out of the water and up in the air. So she is trapped, but she is trying to move away from this trap. All right, so that's the point, that's the idea. You want to move away from this. You want to move away from this energy. You want to be in a position where you want to change what's going on with you. And because this is a Six of Swords, I usually associate this with changes of mind, even though a lot of people associate this with traveling. Okay, but I associate this with your mind. Mental barriers being removed, spiritual searches for answers, letting go of some anxiety, something that's been going rumbling in your mind, and then you find a way to leave it behind you, and then you find a place that's much safer and much quieter, and where you can have much better reasoning, in this case a much better connection. All right, so you'll have to look at yourself, at your life, at your own mind process, at your thought process, and see what needs to be let go because it's more harmful than good, and where you would be or where you would feel that you can gather some peace from your thought process. Okay, and try to get there. Because I believe that once you make the changes that need to be made, it may even involve a small journey. I say, for example, a retreat or a vacation, something that will put you in a state of mind of peace and quiet, and where you can move away from all the noise and all the problems, so that you can center yourself and then open yourself again to this connection. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit harder for you to establish this connection, but I believe that this is where you will need to go this month. But you just have to change your thought process. Okay, so then we have the energy for love for Virgo this month, and we have the Star and the Ace of Wands. So amazing cards. If you are seeking for love, you'll find it. If you are in a relationship, it will go well. The card of the Star is usually a blessing. Okay, and the Ace of Wands, all aces are confirmations. In this case, it's a confirmation of passion. It's a confirmation of new energy, new fire coming into your relationships. So it may be a little bit more, hotter than usual. It may be a little bit more carnal than usual, sexier than usual. It may be a little bit more passionate than usual. That was the word I was seeking. may be more passionate than usual, but this will contribute to the improvement of your relationship if you already have one. If you don't have one, what will contribute for a development of a relationship, all right? It will be something a little bit more enthusiastic. Someone that will come to you, come with either a fire energy or with a lot of enthusiasm and with a lot of passion for life and for love. So great energy for love this month for Virgo. Then we have your money energy, and here we start seeing what may be needing to be changed and what may be hindering your connection. Because in here we have the energy of the moon and the 10 of Wands. What does this tell me? The 10 of Wands, it's a card of effort. You're tired, you're under stress, you're under duress, you're doing your best, you're fighting tooth and nail to get to where you want to get, and you may even get there, but you are spending every drop of energy that you have within you to get there, okay? So it's not something too positive, you see, but it's not something too positive. It may have a positive outcome, all right? But right now it's just stress, duress, overexertion. So with the moon, what this tells me is that somehow your money life is a burden to you, is a hindrance to you right now. And the moon tells me that you don't see it clearly. Either you have more money available than you think, more resources than you think, or you have less than you believe. All right, you might even be delusional about some money income. Someone might have promised you a payment or an income of some sort, and all of a sudden that money doesn't come. So you may have here several situations. The thing is, nothing is what it seems when it comes with the moon. Even though this card talks a lot about intuition, when it comes to material stuff, it tells me that it's not what it looks like. Because even if you have a full moon, you only can see contours of stuff. You only can see parts of distances because nothing is clear. Any shape, any shadow is much bigger and much more frightening than it really is, than the object in reality is, and everything looks darker and gloomier because you only have a scale of gray to guide yourself through the landscape. Whereas when it comes to the sun, you know what's going on, you know how it's going on, and you have a lot of lights to tell you exactly what's going on, so you don't have any surprises. With the moon, you may have them and they may be a little bit unpleasant. So pay attention to your bank account. If you have any debits that are made straight to your bank account, any bills that you pay like that, make sure that they are just taking away what they need. They're not charging extra services, or the bank isn't charging extra stuff. Pay attention to what's going on, to what kind of money is getting into your account and what money is getting out of your account. See what is going on in this situation, because otherwise you may completely lose control. If you are going to invest, be careful on how you invest, where you invest, and what kind of money you should be getting back from that investment, okay? Because again, not all may be as it looks, and it may be something that puts you under more stress, more duress, all right? So pay attention to this situation. If you are waiting for a payment, it may happen. It will take a little bit longer than expected, okay? Then we have your health, and here we have a lot of good news, because your health comes with the Chariot, and the Chariot is an amazing card because this card talks about vitality. It has here 2 running horses, so you have a lot of stamina, a lot of power in your body, a lot of energy coursing through your body. So if you have any illness, if you have been in a fragile health condition, this month it's going to feel like your body got a boost, like connected to the electricity, and all of a sudden you feel like you have more vitality, you have more energy available to help your body heal and to help your body recover, all right? Another thing is, if you are having any problems in your health, you have here the situation of needing to move. Exercise is necessary for you to have a recovery as swift as the Chariot promises, because the Chariot is a very fast card, so the recoveries are swift. Nevertheless, they do need a little bit of help from you, from movement. Say you need to go for rehabilitation to recover some movement, or for some physiotherapy, or for special sports classes, or you need to hire a personal trainer. Anything of the sort may need to happen, or you need to go and have walks in nature where you have where you can have fresh air. So anything that has to do with movement will help this recovery. Coming with the Page of Swords, I would say that you, somewhere along this month, are going to receive a message, an information, a document that will give you the direction where to go. Either will point you out to the best expert with whom you should make an appointment to find the best therapy for you, or you will have the information of what you should do. So somewhere you're going to receive the information of what you need to do to help your recovery in case your health is not 100%. If you are in a position where you are healthy, then you will still be healthy and it will improve if you do some sports. All right. Now, regarding your work, again, money and work are the two things here that need a little bit more attention. And in here we have the Tower coming with the Ace of Cups. What does this tell me? The Tower is a card that usually shows up when there's stuff that you know that you should have changed. You've seen this happen once and again and again and again, and you couldn't break free from this pattern. And now the universe is just completely fed up with it and says, hey, look, you're not going to figure it out, so we'll figure it out for you, all right? It's the situation when, to give an example that's not too destructive, say that you've had a problem with the hinges of your door. Oh, I'll fix it, and then one day the door falls down because the hinges have rotten and your house was robbed. And you're like, okay, maybe this could have been prevented if I had just fixed the hinge. And you didn't. You see what I mean? So the Tower is the hinge that's broken and that all of a sudden fell down, alright? And the universe just takes stuff out of your hands and makes you see exactly what needs to be changed, okay? Because the universe kind of makes a change for you. You are then forced to deal with it, okay? So it may be the case that if you are seeking for a job, you won't find it. You may even have some sort of disappointment here. You may have been going through the interview process and then all of a sudden they say that you are not the person they were looking for. So you have here something that is connected to your emotions that needs to be changed in your work. Either what you are looking for if you are seeking for a job, or the emotion that you take to your job interviews. Something will need to be changed. Because again, the Ace is a confirmation, so a confirmation of change, a confirmation of disaggregation, something that needs to be completely changed, like to the core, before anything can rise again from these ashes, from the ashes of the Tower. So this is the case. If you are working and expecting to see your contract renovated, it may not happen, okay? You may need to start looking at new offers, or they may present to you something that is completely different from the original contract. If you are already working with a steady contract, it may be the case that some changes are made to either what you do, how you need to do it, where you work. A lot of stuff may change that ultimately may end up forcing you to change your job, okay? That would be the ultimate situation, okay? But until there's a lot of changes that may happen that can turn your life like upside down, Okay, and this is the kind of change that usually shows up when the tower comes in a spread. It's something that will make you change your life upside down. So look at what's going on, look at what needs to be changed, look at the attitudes that you have already been trying to have but never quite got around to it, and do the change that you need to make, because otherwise the universe is going to make them for you, and it's not exactly in a way that you're going to like it, okay? In the beginning, you're going to feel very emotionally affected, and then after that, after a while, you'll see with clarity and see what was for the best. But until then, it's going to take a while, okay? So pay attention to your work this month, pay attention to the energy that's going on, see what needs to be changed, see what you need to talk about, what you need to say, because promises that were made may not come to be, things that they said that they would give you, bonuses, extra payments, awards, facilities, they may not come to happen, okay? Whatever it is, it may not come to pass. Then we have your spiritual energy, and here we have the Hermit with the Knight of Coins. What does this mean? The Hermit is the energy in tarot that represents self-perfection, okay? So it's when you have to isolate yourself a little bit, look inside yourself, meditate, be at peace with yourself, and try to perfect yourself even more. Whatever it is that you're doing to do this, okay, it needs to have effects in your material life. Either you need to change the way you eat, what you eat, with whom you work with when you are working your spiritual gifts, the way you work your spiritual gifts, or you may need to make something happen in the world. Say you need to create an association, group of volunteers to do something. Say you need to change your routine to accommodate your spiritual practices. Something needs to happen that needs to have an impact in your daily life, needs to have impact in the matter, all right, on your material life, on your concrete life, so that you can see that actually the self-perfectioning that you are working on so hard actually is happening, actually is paying off, all right? So you need to pay attention to this situation. I would say that it's a great month for you to meditate, to go for a retreat, or to seek for a more introspective energy, all right? Now let's see what we have for you with the Ascended Masters. And here we have the Ascended Masters and the Isis Oracle cards. And we start with the Avalokitesvara, which is an Ascended Master. It's an Eastern deity who watches over the world and hears all prayers. He's considered to be the male energy from Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. All right. So he is here, readily available to anyone who calls upon him with spiritual growth concerns. So quite in line with our Hermit here. And here we have Avalokitesvara saying that it's time to see the other person's point of view. You have strong emotions about the situation, whatever situation it is that may be rolling in the back of your mind. And you may feel upset, misunderstood, or used. This card comes to you as a pathway to peace by asking you to consider others' points of view. You don't need to agree with these other individuals. You're simply asked to understand their motivations and to have compassion for their feelings. This process can positively shift the energy of power struggles, much like letting go of a rope during a tug of war. As you see the other person's point of view, you open the door for creative solutions to enter. Additional meanings for this card may be: see yourself through the eyes of any person you desire to know or meet, let go of defensiveness in your relationships, look past the surface personality and see the divine within others, forgive past hurts and start anew. Okay? So a very positive energy, an energy of forgiveness and of self-perfectioning, right here, giving you different points of view for this month. Then we have the energy of the Key of Life, that comes to you through the Isis Oracle. Spinning the Ankh, the key of life. The key of life is a mysterious Ankh, the looped cross held in the hand of Isis. This mystery is opening to you now. The Ankh portends new life being born through you now. It could be in a creative sense or in a physical sense in terms of health, or even a child that wishes to be born, or a new project that needs to be created in service to humanity. This new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Let it happen. The Ankh comes as a blessing and confirmation that new life is seeking to express itself through you now, an encouragement that you allow this to occur. Something has started to be born through you at this time. See it through, beloved. Don't let it struggle to survive from lack of attention or care, or a belief that it will not be enough in any way, or it will be too hard to handle once it is created. The Ankh says that life will prevail and your creation will come to pass. Do not give up on your creative destiny. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction and you have spiritual support from the unseen worlds. If you are unsure of what your creative destiny may be or unaware of the exact nature of the new life being born through you now, remember that sometimes the creation will be a project or object, a relationship or a new human life. Sometimes it is even a new way of thinking that is wise and heart-centered and will be available for others to draw nourishment from as an alternative to more destructive and addictive thought patterns which humans can struggle with from time to time. There is no creative process common to all of humanity, and that is the birth of the soul light into form. There is one creative process common to all of humanity, and that is the birthing of the soul light into form. No matter what other forms of life are being created through you now, the mystery of the Ankh reveals that you can know for sure that you are growing spiritually at this time to allow more of your soul light into your life. What this means is that no matter what the appearance of circumstance in your life right now, no matter whether you feel alive with creative flow, energized and happy, or whether you are in despair as your old world no longer brings you peace or seems to be falling away, your divine soul is behind it and new life is emerging. It is safe to trust and allow this process to unfold. If you have drawn this oracle along with either the Knot of Isis or the Wings of Isis, then the new life is very deeply spiritual. So this was if we had other cards right here. This oracle also brings a special message to those on the creative path. If you have hit a blank page or a dry well for inspiration, if you are encountering doubt in your ability to create and flow, do not despair. The Ankh promises fresh inspiration will return to you, and you can be assured that just as the Nile floods filled with life after it has receded, so too will your creative flow soon return. Your creative days are not over. So, as you see here, you have quite a message for you this month with a lot of energy, a lot of creative energy, and a lot of introspective work to do so that you can then regain your personal power and regain control over your life and do the changes that need to be changed. All right? So I hope that this spread helped you, that it made sense to you, that you liked it, and of course, if you feel like this would be beneficial to others, don't forget to share with other people that you believe that would benefit from these. As well as don't forget to leave a comment or any doubts, suggestions that you may have. You can leave it in the comment box. I'm more than happy to read about them. All right. So I hope to see you again in our next video. See you soon. Bye.